Hello, this is Aislin again. Welcome back. I tend to base these videos on questions and comments I receive over the course of about a week or so, and lately I've been receiving a lot of questions about the goddess and the god and their role in the history of Wicca. Now, the way Wiccans today view the goddess and the god resembles the way ancient man thought of the goddess and the god. There's not a direct link between the two, but they're similar enough that we should talk about how the goddess and the god were viewed in ancient times. In order to talk about this, we have to understand something about early man. Early man was mostly concerned with survival. The people who existed 25,000 years ago depended upon hunting for their way of life. If they didn't hunt, they didn't eat. Only through a successful hunt could they gain food, skins for warmth, and even bones for tools and weapons. Nature was the source of all they had. They didn't have manufacturing, so they had to rely on nature. But at the same time, nature was a little bit overwhelming. Each element of nature was therefore ascribed to a certain deity. This was because they feared what they didn't understand, just like we do today. And it made more sense for them to associate things like wind and thunder and even the harvest with certain gods and goddesses. Eventually, they developed a god of wind, a god of waters, a god of lightning, agriculture, and many, many more. But the most important of these were the god of hunting and the goddess of fertility. So let's start with the god of the hunt. Most of the animals early man hunted for food were horned, so the god of hunting was seen as having horns. Early man also mixed magic with their basic belief in the hunting god. Specifically, they used sympathetic magic. In simple terms, sympathetic magic is the idea that like attracts like. If clay was fashioned into the shape of a bison, for example, and this little model was ritually killed or slaughtered, it was believed that the hunt would be more successful in the long run. True ritual began with the worship of the god of the hunt. Early man would wear animal skins and antlers and play the part of the hunting god. Cave paintings of such rituals still exist today and can be seen all over the world. These paintings show a strong connection with the god of hunting and his power over the hunt. This form of sympathetic magic is still performed in some areas of the world today. Along with the hunting god, there was also a fertility goddess. It is unclear which one was worshipped first or whether they developed together. In the end, it doesn't really matter. If animals were to provide food and other necessities, those animals had to be bred. If the tribes were to survive and even thrive, the women had to have children. Fertility was an inherent part of life no matter how you looked at it. Sympathetic magic again was used to help ensure this fertility. Carvings in cave paintings have been found that resemble mating animals, and during ritual, various members of the tribe would copulate in an attempt to evoke the goddess of fertility. Early man was very concerned with the fertility aspect of the female form, as women were the bearers and nurturers of the children of the tribe. In time, the goddess assumed an even more powerful role. With the rise of agriculture, the goddess was said to watch over the fertility of the crops, in addition to the fertility of animals and even of the tribe itself. In the summer, the goddess was seen as the giver of life and sustenance, watching over both crops and domesticated animals. Sometimes today we even assume the goddess controls domestic animals and crops. When winter came, the god took over, as hunting was absolutely necessary to survive in the harsh winter months. So, today, we often see the god as more active in the winter months. The year was divided into a light half and a dark half. In the northern hemisphere, the light half occurs through the summer months, when the sun holds sway. We have more light than dark. In the winter, the darkness holds sway, because we have more dark than light. If you're in the southern hemisphere, these are reversed, and your light half of the year is through what we would consider winter. During the light half of the year, through the summer months, the goddess held sway. She was worshipped as the bringer of fertility and was the nurturer of the tribe. The winter was considered to be the dark half of the year. During this time, the god was all-powerful. He ruled over the animals that the tribe relied upon for food and protected those who participated in the hunt. These divisions of the light half and the dark half of the year still hold true in modern Wicca. The goddess of fertility and the god of the hunt were the most important deities to ancient man and continued to have some importance as religion developed in early Europe. While there were other gods and goddesses, they paled in comparison, at least in regards to the importance they had for the people who worshipped them. The goddess and the god of ancient times are still honored by many people today, and these nature deities are the foundation of modern Wiccan worship. If you want to find out more about the gods and goddesses, you can do a little bit of internet research. Just type in goddess of fertility or god of the hunt. Type in Wiccan deities, Wiccan gods, anything like that. There's a lot of information out there. All it takes is a simple internet search. Well, that's all for today. We'll see you next time. Blessed be.